Just imagine one day you're really hungry. You go to the restaurant nearby and you ask for your favorite dish. And soon the waiter comes back with ginger, mint, elaichi, coriander, raw meat, some masala and some uncooked basmati rice neatly decorated on a plate and gives it to you. And you're like, what the f is this? And the waiter says, it's biryani, just like you asked for. Similarly, King of Kotha has all the ingredients of a pakka commercial mass masala film that we all crave for once in a while, just like a hot plate of biryani. Big scale, period setting, an old but trustworthy story structure, a charismatic star who's at the top of his game, lots of action, multiple elevation scenes, and multiple characters like that KGF Tata who elevate the hero and the scenes even more. But every ingredient here feels so undercooked, so underutilized that all your hunger just turns to tiredness and heartbreak. There's even an item song placed into the narrative that is so rare for Malayalam cinema, and even that is executed so untastefully and boringly. The story starts off with so much power and promise, with Mohanlal's voiceover narrating the mythology of Kotha, a lawless land that is ruled by thugs. We're introduced to this town through the eyes of the new Circle Inspector Shahul Hassan, played by Prasanna, an actor that I really admire and had so much hopes for in this film. And you feel like he's going to be the crux of the story, but soon you realize that he's also absolutely wasted. When he quickly realizes the power of Kotha's current ruler, Kannan Bhai, you feel like we finally have a strong villain, and Shabbir Kallarakal puts in a lot of effort into making him convincing, but when the writing tries to establish him as a tiger initially and then slowly turns him into a cat, how are we supposed to be scared? When Hassan learns about Kannan and then about the legend of Raju, within 15 minutes you can exactly predict what's going to come in the story, and I really don't have a problem with that. It's okay if the story is predictable and it has the cliches of a classic masala film. Take a film like Basha for example. Nothing new about the story, but because of how his character as an auto driver is introduced, how he's shown absolutely powerless against his enemies in the first half, when everyone around him, including us, knows him and knows that he has a past, what he's capable of, when he gets tied to a pole and beaten up mercilessly, and how he does absolutely nothing but just laughs like a maniac, thinking of the same past that he left behind, you know that this sleeping tiger can wake up anytime and destroy everything around him. And that keeps your interest in the story and in the character. And we've seen this same Basha structure been utilized in so many different movies, and the successful ones have reinvented that trope. But in King of Kotha, we are told all these stories about Kotha Raju and his legacy through a flashback, how fearless he was, how much affection he had for his little sister, how loyal and loving he was as a friend, and how he gets betrayed because of that same loyalty. But all of this feels like just exposition. None of it sounds convincing, because from day one, nothing seems like a challenge for Kotha Raju. In the past, he was a powerful character, and in the present, he's an even more powerful character. And there's absolutely no highs or lows in his journey, nothing for him to rise from, and therefore nothing for us to root for. Dulquer Salmaan has so much charm and he looks hot as Raju, but that's it. None of it makes the character worth rooting for, because the X factor that's needed in an actor to elevate such a character is missing, and even the writing doesn't support it either. And to give you an example, take another Dulquer Salmaan film like Kali. The main character is a regular young guy, but he has this very big weakness of anger issues. You instantly buy into this character and his love story with Sai Pallavi, and you're scared for him and her, fearing how his anger is going to affect her and their relationship, and in the end, how he uses his weakness and converts it into a strength is the payoff. And you're not even shown the final fight scene, because you know the character has won and you still cheer for him. But in King of Kotha, you've already given this character so much power without any weakness, and there's absolutely no change in his character arc from minute 1 to minute 175. And therefore, you don't really care about his love story, his betrayal, his return, or how he's going to defeat a bunch of villains who are nothing but caricatures. And after a point, every elevation scene, every punch dialogue, every generic action scene upon action scene, including a John Wick kind of sequence. And this goes on for almost 3 hours. And I have no problem with the film's duration as long as you justify it, as long as you keep me engaged and entertained. I really don't care. But King of Kotha doesn't bother to keep you at the edge of the seat. It just leaves you turning and shifting in your seat in restlessness. The two redeeming factors of the movie, I'd say, are number 1, the production design. The sets really make the 90s come alive. And number 2, the background score by Jakes Bijoy, who's performing at 500x to elevate every scene, and if the writing had supported him even a little bit, we would have had a winner on our hands. Throughout the film, I was asking myself this: is it our fault for getting so hyped about the film, entering with so much expectations and then getting disappointed? Or is it the maker's fault for hyping a film so much and raising our expectations in the first place? Let me know your thoughts about King of Kotha in the comments, whether you agree or disagree. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.